Do I have enough time to run to the bathroom so I don't have to run to the bathroom halfway through this? Do I have enough time to run to the bathroom so I don't have to run to the bathroom halfway through this? Do I have enough time to run to the bathroom so I don't have to run to the bathroom halfway through this? BlitzDesk. I'm not wearing any pants. Can you hear it when Discord goes off? Can you hear it when Discord goes off? Okay, are you on? Are you live?
Yeah, we're live now.
Oh, yeah, you are. Okay, are you on? Are you live? You're gonna link it?
I already did.
You're gonna link it? No introductions, we're not gonna tell who we are.
Nah. The funny part is everything we say now they can actually hear on the music. It's like behind the scenes.
Yeah, I'm listening. It's good music too. Get fixed up a little bit. Oh, paperwork. Who doesn't? Don't you have paperwork? Who doesn't? Don't you have paperwork?
There's a script.
Yeah, sure.
You attempted to do your hair today.
I did not.
Attempt.
How's that?
Yes. Yeah. There you go. There you go.
No, I didn't. Brush.
At least after.
It's true. I'm not going bald. At least I look like my fit knows me now, right?
There wasn't a big emoji where they had thinning hair, so.
I thought that, I noticed that too. I thought that was a little bit like, I don't know, hate, like baldness against baldness, you know? Not go bald. You gotta be a man.
That's how that happens.
Yep. You gotta be legitness. Not go bald.
Maybe the legitness makes one.
I'm pretty legit, and I ain't bald, so.
Oh man, just trying to get website.
Sounds like you're eating something, for sure. I was probably guessing. I suppose I'm not ready at all, but yeah, let's go.
Holy Grail.
Oh, we're live. Welcome to the welcome to BlitzDesk.
Welcome.
What do we do now?
There's no prompts.
There's no
I don't-
prompts. We didn't get a teleprompter. This
Wait,
is a
let me-
problem.
Let me check my notes here.
Oh, you have notes?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hold on. I'll make a note.
Are we supposed to start?
Note. I need a pen. Oh wait, I have notes. What am I talking about?
I got my pen.
Now, do you say crayon or crown?
Crayon. Isn't that the only way to say it?
Yeah, that would
Yeah.
be the legit way to say it.
For sure.
BlitzDesk. We care about grammar.
You know, real grammar, not that stuff across the pond.
Right.
Yeah.
Or
They don't,
lake,
even know what,
sea, ocean,
they don't know what a
whatever it is.
chip is over there, man.
No. Anywho, all right. You ready for this?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. Let's have a moment of silence here while we play a little Garth tune. I know you can't hear it, but maybe you want to turn up your Twitch. You can take a listen.
No, I'm gonna keep that on mute for sure.
Blaming all on my roots. I showed up in boots
Just
and
imagine,
ruined your blind tie
Yeah.
affair.
right?
Imagining
Last
how
one to
my
know.
ears bleeding
The
and my
last one
brain
to show
melting.
I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I
Garth Brooks. He's arrived in Blitz.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Why unfortunately?
Yeah. He shouldn't. He has no place in Blitz.
Why not?
'Cause honestly, can we?
He's
be
on a
happy?
team. He's got a place.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of people that are on teams that don't have a place in Blitz. So
Touche.
yeah.
So let's talk about his team. Who is his team? I think the Harley Quinn Quinn thingies.
Yeah, the guys that apparently aren't from this world and they live on some kind of like, I don't know. I imagine it as like a sphere of like just floating. I don't know. I should have a picture of it here somewhere. 1 minute.
Lane. That's what that is.
That's their homeworld right there.
Yeah. You should draw a person on top of that. That would
Okay, there we go. That's Garth.
That
Brooks
would be
on
Garth
it.
Brooks right there on top of the world, looking down on creation.
Yeah.
So he's here. He was drafted. Actually, he was drafted as a free agent, right?
Yeah.
Against protest of the head coach. Was that the deal?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure on the full story, but it did not seem like the coach who, was happy about that pick. That he was almost forced into it.
By who? I mean, nobody forced him to make the draft pick. Nobody forced him to choose a blitzer. I mean,
it sounded like he was forced and he didn't want the pick, so why would he pick it up if he didn't want it?
he could have dropped the pick afterwards.
But you already paid for it, though. At that point, you got to keep it.
Still drop it. I mean, could have taken a lineman. Could have taken a thrower, cheerleader, assistant coach.
No, it's a waste of money, though. If he was forced to pick this guy up and pay him, right? Because apparently the league wanted to have their headline of Garth Brooks.
Let's get it straight. So he wasn't forced to pick up this player. He chose to pick up a undescribed Elvin Blitzer to be named later through the draft.
Yeah, and we all know that the names we don't get to pick our names. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, how do you draft? How do you get one out of protest when that's who you paid for, and then now you're not happy about it because it happens to be one of the most prolific country music stars of all time?
This is where we're going. Yeah. One of the most cliche country music stars.
And the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne.
Yeah, champagne or beer, dog, car.
I'm just
truck,
look. So
that's pretty much
first game out of the gate. How many tackles he get? Four.
Yeah.
4 tackles. How many of those tackles led to a touchdown for his team?
One.
How many
Yeah.
tackles did any of your players get, or anybody else's players get that led to a touchdown for their team?
Pretty much at all times, you need a tackle to get a touchdown, right? Like that's just what happens, right?
Who needs a tackle to get a touchdown?
I
Everybody's
mean,
gonna need a tackle to get a
I
touchdown.
can't really remember my first game because I wanted to forget about how bad it was, but I'm pretty sure my only touchdown was brought on by a tackle. So, yeah.
No.
Excuse you?
No, lame. So look, I think Garth Brooks is a star. He's going to revolutionize the World League with his play. And at the end of the season, here's my prediction. End of the season, Thunden keeps him.
My prediction is he'll be dead before the end of the season.
No.
Yeah.
Well, Thunden doesn't have control over that. If he's not dead, Thunden keeps him.
If Thunder keeps him, I think it was because he was
Awesome.
coerced into keeping him.
Awesome.
Convinced that he should keep him in the betterment of the league.
I toasted you, said, honey, we may be girls, but you'll never hear me complain.
I think they go to postseason with Garth leading them along the way.
Oh, you're gonna say a team that was one of the top teams in the league last season and went to the postseason. You're gonna predict that they go to the postseason again? What up,
Garth?
Garth you could fire Garth today and they'd still make the playoffs.
'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey
They don't have friends in low places. Have you seen how high and mighty these Harlequins are? How much better they are than everybody else?
Let's see the map again from where they're from.
Yeah. See, they're better than everybody else. You see that?
Lame. Right? Nonetheless, Garth makes them not lame. And I applaud Thunden for hiring him. I think you should keep him. And they're going to the show because of Garth.
See, that just sounds like it's super rigged, man. Super rigged.
Not rigged. Let's talk about the Beasts. Speaking about rigged.
Oh, yeah.
Beverly Hills Beasts. So here's a team last year. I don't know. It's a team from last year, right?
That didn't do anything. Like, you don't know who they are because they didn't do anything.
Well, they're not going to do anything this year. Why not?
You tell me.
Because they have no team.
Yeah. What
they
happened
have
to
a
their
team
team?
of what, 12? I don't know, 13, 16, 7, I don't know. They don't have a team. They got rid of every single player and replaced them with thralls.
Yep.
That's it. I thought this was a superior team of superior beings.
No, I think it's a brilliant move.
Let's hear why.
Well, what's 12 thralls cost? 600,000?
480K.
480K. Okay. Does he have a sponsor? Just
Yes,
Score, probably, right?
he's got a Dark Wizard sponsor, which requires him to win 3 games.
Oh,
3 games.
Well, here's the deal. Even if he loses, they still will pay him out the 1.2. So he's paying 480 and getting 1.2 mil. So he's still making almost triple what he's paying out. And
his team costs 780. That's what it's worth.
780,000. You just said 480.
No, his team is worth 780. His player salaries cost 480.
Well, I mean, maybe he's probably got really low TV. I mean, with 900K inducements every single week, right?
Okay. How is this a strategy? How does this equal anything other than calling it in for the season, for the franchise?
I'm not gonna judge him. I think he's got a plan. Okay. His plan might be to try to make money for next season. I don't know.
What's he gonna do with that money for next season?
Buy players.
What players?
I mean, at this point, he could buy a bunch of rookies and have a better team than he's got right now. So
look, here's a lame shark. I don't know if you can see this.
No, I can see that.
Yeah, that's a lame shark, right?
That's a pretty lame shark. Yeah.
His team jumped it. Gone. This is the retire the franchise. What's the play here? There's no play.
First overall pick in the draft, probably. I mean, I don't see how. If someone does worse than this team, then
one pick. You get one pick. You get one pick. So what?
So pick a beastly vampire because he's got 12 spells.
Okay, so you're gonna take one. You're gonna take one player, and then you're gonna wait 63. You're gonna wait 63 turns to take another player.
Oh no! Why would you not trade up? What if he just gets millions of dollars after this season? somehow.
The best he could do is $1.2 million.
Yeah, not the best because he gets winnings.
Oh, I'm
from
sorry.
every game.
The worst he could do is $1.2 million.
Yeah, he doesn't have spiraling expenses, which many teams in the league, including mine, have spiraling expenses.
So okay, but to what end? Because there are other teams in the league that aren't doing this, and they don't have a problem making their games, playing their games, making the postseason, and winning, and they didn't go through this process. Why bother going through this process? This seems like a long strategy to fail.
You're right, but it's never been done before. It's unique, different. What if it leads to him winning the championship in 2 or 3 seasons? Then you're going to be eating. Then you're going to be eating your words.
But that's a lot of money to gamble on what ifs. And here's the deal. If it leads to some sort of winning season 2 or 3 seasons down the road, it's because he drafted and did all the things that all the other teams are already doing, but he did it 2 or 3 seasons later. This makes
right.
no sense other than tanking the league.
You can't have 32 teams that have a chance for the playoffs every season. You can't, right?
Yeah, you can.
Can't.
Day one, they all have a chance at the playoffs.
You're right. Day one, week one, they all have a chance. After week one, chances are shot. Here's the deal: 8 teams are making the playoffs. If he didn't think with the team he had last season, he didn't think he was going to do it, right? So he's tanking, dropping down, and gonna get lots of good picks. He's gonna get money. I mean, he's not gonna. My team made $10,000 at this last game and had to pay $30,000 out. Like spiraling expenses is a thing. Okay, I lost 3/4 of my money for my losings. Okay, he doesn't have to worry about that. Even losing, he can get. Oh my god! Yeah, fall asleep. Come on.
What? Oh, my bad.
Yeah. I'm over it.
No,
I'm over it.
I'm over it too. This is terrible strategy. Worst strategy ever.
Okay, you say that. I will come back after the season and review this.
All right.
Put it on the notes.
All right, fine. Let's talk about hot potato. So you can boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Hot potato.
That's what we should probably do with them.
That's what we should do with them because they are out.
Can I ask who's stupid enough to ever borrow money from Goblin Gambling?
Well, they didn't actually borrow money from Goblin Gambling. I mean, that was funded by the Bank of Altdorf, right?
But it said it was Goblin Gambling in the note in the story that was released. So
yeah, but how much can you really trust?
Do you trust that the Bank of Altdorf is not run by Goblin Gambling?
Could be.
Yeah.
No, I mean, but that's not the real issue. The real issue is you have a sponsor that is defunct.
Yep.
And you have at least one team that isn't going to get paid.
Yep. And they're going to have to suck it up. Suck it up.
Maybe if they'd have sold off all their players and just went with thralls, they'd been okay.
You know what? If they did, they would be fine. They would be fine.
Not really, because hot potato can't even afford to pay out if you breach.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying right now. Because look what's going on. This guy had, if Fox had hot potato, he wouldn't need to earn. He would have money throughout the season to be able to pay his players. He wouldn't be having issues like certain teams are.
I don't know. I still think it's a terrible. I mean, going back to those guys, I think it's a terrible strategy. Doesn't make any sense. Nonetheless, hot potato. I mean, so you have one team plus all their minor league affiliate teams and all the other whatever deals that they have are down the drain because hot potato can't afford to pay for anything at all. So what do you do with this sponsor?
Take him out back and bury him.
Done.
No more.
You think they could be resurrected?
No.
There's
no point even trying.
No. You don't think they could be bought out, rebranded?
No, because they're taking themselves down, and they're also about to take out another sponsor. Okay,
which we'll talk about in a minute. But
yeah, we'll get there. Okay, but that's the whole point. Like, these guys have already done enough to hurt the league, and most of the teams in the league probably is what's going to end up happening. So I don't think we should have.
That's their fault. That's their fault. We'll talk about that in a minute.
You say that, but I mean, it was a smart move. It was a smart move
Smart move by who?
by everybody, except for Hot Potato.
Hot Potato was a smart move for everybody?
No. The other, we're going to talk about dignity in a little
All
bit.
right, fine. All right.
All right.
So I think it's time that we before we move on, before we talk about our next topic, I think we need to.
God.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't want to be catching no sickness here.
All right. So, Nufflinza, pandemic.
Yeah,
Talk to me.
pandemic. Okay, you're gonna say pandemic. Okay, we'll go with the pandemic. It's it's killing people.
Yep.
You know what else kills people? Living.
I'm intrigued. I'm glad I have my hat on. Talk more.
We're making a huge deal out of this supposed sickness that is supposedly random.
I mean, 150 plus players are dead.
Yeah, and you know what? How many players died last season on the pitch? Okay, like 87. I can't remember the number. It was a lot.
Let's
Where's
say
the memorial for there? Where's the money? Where's the money for their families? Where's the money to help research safer Blood Bowl practicing? Okay. Yeah.
So you're advocating for a safer Blood Bowl.
Do you know what concussions could do to these players? Okay.
So you're advocating for a safer Blood Bowl. We could expect to not have any sort of blocks or blitzes from your team as an advocate for a safer Blood Bowl. Is that what you're saying?
I have one of the least deadly teams in the league. Yeah.
Least deadly is not the same as not deadly.
Oh yeah, I mean
even
so you're taking my point wrong here. All I'm saying is that all of a sudden this league and certain GMs and certain coaches are having this fundraising for the find of this cure, right?
Right.
It's a huge deal that these players are dying, but they're not. It's because they're not dying on the Blood Bowl pitch. If they're dying on the Blood Bowl pitch, who cares, right? You
don't care. You don't care about. You don't care about dead players.
Debbie Dallas made me cry when she died last season.
Right.
Okay, I do care. Okay, but nobody else did. Nobody else. That was my player. Okay.
So you're mad because you didn't get sympathy.
It's not even just that. Her family didn't get any condolences. Nothing. Where was it? Okay. And all of a sudden, these people are dying from mostly random disease that came out of nowhere and had no backup or anything. Okay, it just came out of nowhere on the wings.
So random disease. What makes it random? Supposedly, you say supposedly random.
I mean, so we're all healthy one day, and the next day, 150 people are dead. Like,
it wasn't
quite that many.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was all of a sudden people are sick, and then they're dying, and it was like literally within like 24-hour period.
I mean, not really. It was 6 people got sick, and then 6 people died, and then over the course of the next 48 hours more.
Yeah. And 6 people got sick, and 6 people died within a 24-hour period. Came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we have this. I'm not even going to go into it. I've already written my thoughts about this. Okay, they're already out there for the whole world to see.
So for the record, lay out your refutation of the disease.
For the record, it's already on paper.
No, it's just spell it out to me.
Okay, so we literally we play in a league that has Nurgle, okay, which are the carriers of basically every disease in the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Every disease ever. We play in a league with undead, which are disease rotten flesh. You know, who knows how they died, okay? And they're rotten, okay? So we play against teams every year, every season that have the potential to bring about these plagues, right? It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
Yep.
It has never happened. This is a first. This is the first of its kind. Okay, and I just can't believe that it's just a random disease, because we literally are around these people that are carrying all of these diseases constantly. We play against them. We share locker rooms with them. Like, I mean, not my team. You know, my team, the away locker room,
of course not,
has
right.
had. Yeah. You know, but and no one's ever of a disease, or there hasn't been a pandemic of a diseases while we have these disease-ridden filth, okay, running around. But all of a sudden now we do, and they even can catch it. Like, what kind of disease is like, Nurgle is literally the carrier of every disease known to all races. They know they're like so, and now they're getting hit with it. It just doesn't add up. Okay,
Doesn't
it really
add up.
doesn't.
So what's
No.
behind it?
I don't know
How do we
who's
stop
got the
it?
most. Who's got the most to gain? We had one team buy health insurance this year, so the health insurance company was a little bit lacking in funds. I'm sure.
So you're putting this on the health insurance company.
I'm not going to pin it. I'm just saying they have a lot to gain from this.
How do they
Because
have
what's going to happen?
for it? They didn't have.
what-
They don't have. They have one team paying
Yeah,
premiums.
exactly. So what's going to happen at the end of this season? How many teams do you think are going to sign up for health insurance at the end of the season? All of them?
So you so
31 more teams already.
Health
Like
insurance. Okay, but health insurance doesn't do anything for you if you're dead.
it does though. It does.
No.
Okay.
Health insurance
Because-
only insures a visit to the doctor if you're not dead.
Yeah, I know, but you could become undead.
Lame shark, right there. Lame shark.
Sorry, I had to. To be fair, I haven't read all about the health insurance. I just know if I was an insurance company not making money, I'd make it scary for people to not have it. So
I mean that makes sense. But because I have my tinfoil hat on, it won't actually sink in. And when I take it off, it's not going to make sense anymore because insurance companies are only going to give you you only get a visit from the doctor if you're not dead. That's what you're insuring yourself.
you catch this virus, you have unlimited doctor's visits, right? For free. You don't have to worry about their team paying for it, or how much is Dr. Dio charging these guys? Is he? I haven't let him on my island. He won't come near our island. But how much funds are coming out?
Well, I think we raised what $1.05 million.
And where's that money going? What's it being used for?
You'd have to ask the foundation, but to my knowledge, it's going to fund research to cure the disease.
So research to cure disease. Okay, that already wasn't happening before this happened. Like if this foundation doesn't have it, they don't have money for it.
Probably not.
They were doing it before this foundation popped up.
Who was doing it?
Dr. Dio was researching the cure for the disease before this random foundation that all of a sudden raised millions of dollars.
Yeah, and now he has financial backing. Now he can actually concentrate, and he has resources.
Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
I think it makes sense.
Yeah. Well, maybe you should take your tinfoil hat off for a sec.
All right, I will. Let's move on.
Oh, God.
No dignity.
Yeah. This is another one of those.
No dignity. So
Someone set them up, too.
so this is just a big, long string of conspiracies and setups and.
Well, think about it. Think about it. At the beginning of the season, we had look at the draft, the second draft. Okay.
Yep.
We had a bunch of people throwing away their draft picks. We had people going to the free agent afterwards picking players. Like it wasn't the draft. The draft was very undervalued.
Yeah.
And the commissioner even stated a few times that he was not happy with the way it was going.
That's
right.
true.
Yeah. Yeah. So now all of and then 28 of the 32 teams or something like that had dignity last season, and most of them kept dignity for this season, right? So the vast majority of all teams still have dignity. So
majority, yes.
Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense that all of a sudden we have an NZ virus that's killing off the free agent market. The free agent market's closed. There's not going to be any more scouting reports coming in. There's not going to be any more.
The free agent market isn't closed.
No, but you know what I mean. There's not going to be new players coming in.
Yeah.
So making the draft a little bit harder. Players are dying, okay, from this random disease before they're even on the pitch.
Yep.
So making saving your players much more important. not having any new players and not knowing what's going to be alive at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And then all of a sudden, there's a lot of unused sponsors. A lot of sponsors that aren't being used. A lot of sponsors are being overlooked because Dignity was obviously the best choice with what they had to offer for many teams. Okay, and then now all of a sudden Dignity gets pulled into this hot potatoes lawsuit, and they have potential to go bankrupt. Did they file? Did they file
bankruptcy?
They
Yes.
filed, yes. Which means that some of their sponsors may not get paid, or some of their teams that they sponsored may not get paid.
Technically, they won't get paid.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there is apparently some kind of lawyer that is about to fight for the league and get unpaid, right? So we'll see. But the fact of the matter is, everything adds up so perfectly to make it to where new sponsors are going to need to be looked at from a lot of teams, pretty much every team, right?
Yep.
The draft and the free agent market's going to be looked at as more necessary, and it's going to have a higher need.
Yep.
So everything that's happened so far leading up to this point is just adding to that, just making the free agent and then sponsors more useful. I mean, that's just it. That's why I feel like there's something behind it.
If you remove all of the negativity, the negative consequences from that, and you just stick on your point of it's all moving to make them more useful, how is that a bad deal?
It's not, but you're killing players and you're ruining.
First of all, I'm not killing any players.
Well, okay, I'm not saying you personally. Okay, whoever's behind this, the players are dying, and you're potentially ruining franchises, making them go bankrupt or going into the red because of what's happening with the sponsorship. The outcome will probably be better for the league in the long run. You're right. Doesn't mean that who's behind it should not be held responsible for it.
So you're saying Hot Potato, NZ, and Dignity are all related.
Linked. Yep.
So there is a mastermind.
Well, or minds.
Or minds, and you're gonna figure that out.
No, not me. I hired a couple private investigators, but yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, look, Dignity, they filed bankruptcy. Supposedly, we heard today that there is a class action lawsuit with the fellow Dignity coaches that have signed Dignity.
I have not.
You have not?
I don't know if I trust the lawyer behind it yet. So.
All right. Well, some of them, I shall say, are filing a class action lawsuit against Dignity. So that they can at least hope to get paid out by the end of the season.
I also don't. I feel like that's a futile attempt at getting money. They declare bankruptcy, and you're going to sue them. Well, with what money? Like, what money are they going to pay you with? So, I don't know.
For once, we agree.
Drake and I will poach. The poachers will be looking into their own means, paying off their players and making their own money. So,
interesting. Legally, of course.
No, well, yeah, obviously, playing Blood Bowl.
Because poaching is legal.
Poaching is poaching, but we aren't poaching. So
right.
We're the poachers. We're not poaching.
Right. There's a difference. Hold on.
Yeah.
Say that again.
Oh my.
All right. So you wanted to talk about this guy.
Yeah. Look at that guy.
Yep.
That guy right there. Does that look like the face of a lawyer you want representing you?
If they win, yeah. Okay,
well, I don't think he's gonna win.
Why not?
Well, I those private investigators that I told you I hired.
Yeah.
We uncovered his the Black Forest University law degree. Apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and show the people real quick. Can you see it?
I see the word "you."
Better?
No.
What the heck? I can't see. It's hard to see. Okay.
Back it up there. Uni. S2E1. There you go. Black Forest Uni.
That's a big one.
It's a big one. Degree. All right. Well, it says his name on it.
Yep. It's a degree according, but it says Black Forest Uni. Yeah. So, and that's where he did claim to come from. So, I mean, he has got a lawyering degree. Just for some reason, that doesn't instill confidence in me for his abilities.
Would it shock you to know that BlitzDesk has acquired a copy of his actual degree? Would you like to see that?
Well, I mean, that is his actual degree. So whatever you have is fake, obviously. So
I'm gonna throw it up on the screen here.
Yeah. See, that's totally fake.
Doesn't look fake to me. I mean, that looks a lot more official than what your private investigators
Well, that's the
came
whole
up
point
with.
I'm trying to make. That's too official.
Too official.
So yeah,
So official looking documents can be too official.
yeah, especially because that's online, and how did you get that online?
Well, I mean, we scanned it.
Oh yeah,
So for the
yeah.
program.
Lots of scanners in the old world, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same old world that allows us to broadcast our faces out to
This
the
is Cabal.
populace.
This is Cabal Vision. It's a totally different thing.
Yeah. All right. So your contention is that Jim Sardonic is not fit to represent anybody legally.
He's not fit to represent us for sure. Yeah. I
So
just
you've
don't.
revised your story from us to, or from everybody to you.
Well, I mean, no one else seems to believe me, so I mean, they can go dig their own grave. I'm done trying to help them.
What happens? What happens? Play what if. What happens? Jim goes out, saves the day, everybody gets paid, wins the lawsuit, then what?
I'd still probably be like, not my lawyer, but I would say I was wrong.
You would.
Yeah, I'd admit it.
Would you, in a court of law, be up for charges of slander and libel?
I don't see how. I'm
I
just,
don't know. I'm not a
I'm
lawyer.
just,
I'm
I'm just
a
stating,
show
I'm just
host.
stating facts that I have in my head.
Do you?
And just because he wins, just because he wins the case, doesn't make him a lawyer. Okay,
I mean, you kind of got to be a lawyer to get
that's
in
not even
court.
true. That's not even true. You can represent yourself all day. You don't have to be a lawyer.
Touche.
Okay.
Touche. Quick question: do your private investigators have credentials?
Yeah, they have the best credentials.
Can we see those?
I don't have them on me, but I will get a copy of them to you ASAP.
That would be great.
Okay.
I don't want them. Other people do. Asking
Okay.
for a friend.
Okay, I'll post them in the newspaper.
All right. Fair enough. All right. So now it's time for Blitz round.
Oh gosh.
Ready?
No. Yes, I guess.
All right.
I'm ready.
Say win.
When?
Who wins season 2?
Harlequins.
Best GM in Blitz.
More shots.
37 plus 12 equals.
49.
Blitz Panda. Friend or foe?
Neither.
Neither. Who's the most prolific passer in Blitz?
Jesses.
Free agent who needs to be picked up right now.
Leaf on the wind.
Sweet or sour?
Sweet.
All-star prediction. Who's going to win, U.S. or World this season?
World.
World. Last question. Who has the most legitness?
BlitzDesk.
BlitzDesk. Because we can.